Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and I want to give my 5 cents opinion in all of this situation that's happening in California. And I need to start with saying I don't feel sorry for them. I'm laughing my ass off. Yeah, it's just a tragedy. How can you be so fucking ghoulish? I'm going to tell you why. And you know, I ranted so much about that fucking hellhole finally becoming the hell that they are fucking are. There is too much to discuss in the context of learning from what they did, a message to other countries that they could be in the same situation. And yes, because all of this is DEI, globalist, and all this fucking environmental nonsense, these socialist policies that are the prime reason that why California is literally burning. And the ones that got their houses burned, of course, there were some these fucking Hollywood actors that they are getting what they voted for. And in fact, they've been warned about this. They have been warned and didn't listen. And and we need to read this one because well, a lot of information has coming up. And why don't we start by saying, yeah, the insurance companies were calling this out. This is from Not TV. Why did insurance companies cancel home fire policies months before this wildfire? Let's talk about it. So I get it, I really do. The insurance companies are the bad guys. Yada yada yada. To have this post from the report. In August 24, Liberty Mutual canceled fire insurance for around 17 Californian customers. Now there is a massive fire in LA. What a coincidence! Well, you know what? Those insurance companies, yeah, they were telling something. I know they are evil and said, yeah, they were planning to do this. Nah, it wasn't the insurance company. Let's continue reading this. And they did in fact cancel a bunch of fire insurance plans in Southern California. Excuse me, California. Several private insurers have cut coverage in at-risk areas across California in the past 2 years, leaving homeowners scrambling to find options for coverage. And quote-unquote, luckily, California has a state-sponsored backup plan that only costs an arm and a leg. And reading this, Californians fair plan. This like they trying to fucking. This is government intervention, price controlling to force all those private companies to be out of the state, only to be left the fucking state to the government state to control prices, control all of this. And of course, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg just by reading this. Ah, man, but they voted for. That's why, still, as I keep reiterating, I don't have sympathy for them. But continue on. Californians Fair Plan, which is works as an insurer of last resort in the states, has more than doubled its policies between 2020 and 2024, reaching a total of 452,000 as reported by Cap Radio. Yep, price control, government overreach, regulations, all these fascist policies, yada yada yada. Something that we already have heard before, and well, this is another case of history repeating itself again. But continue on. But people are all still demonizing the insurance company for these cancellations, especially NASA for fires that happened on the greater Los Angeles area. So this is Ella Mayor Karen Bass. She's currently in Africa attending the inauguration of Ghana's new president. Ah, man. But they voted for. That's what Californians voted for. Freaking believable. Was this fire timed purposely while she was out of this country? Nah, nah, continue on. Why did people just have their fire insurance cancelled recently, and why did the fire start around 9 a.m. and a half? Well, 9 and a half a.m. Well before the wind started. So, but is some sort of conspiracy theory? No, it's not. And yeah, that's the case. Because when it comes to a tinfoil hat theory, I will think on a place that is red state, is right wing, doesn't like these environmental socialist policies. They are anti-woke, anti-socialist, anti-globalist, and all they are just a counterpart. For the most part, all these fucking pieces of shit. And California being affected by this? No, it's by their own hand. Continue on, just because I'm just making this too long and I'm sugarcoating it. So the reason for the insurance costs are twofold. One, the state is making difficult for insurance companies to do business there through excessive regulation and fees. Exactly what I was ranting at the start of this video. Continue on. Second, the city of Los Angeles has mismanaged resources in protecting these neighborhoods from the increasing risks of fire. And this is from Shipwrecked Crew. Well, it's a screenshot. Loss of insurance coverage in California has nothing to do with some conspiracy related to the fires. The California legislature and Governor Gruson Newsom have ruined the insurance market in California with regulations and requirements for coverage that make doing business unprofitable. And that's the thing, yeah. Despite insurance companies, you can claim they are just a scam. I am para in that sentiment for the most, considering some track record eyewitnesses with when it comes to dealing with some insurance companies in my own country. But still, when a fucking government is just so over the of the fucking price controlling to this point, those companies say, nah, fuck it, ditch it. Just like when certain companies decide, you know what, let's put out our Germany or entertainment, they are not, it's not worth the risk to host it here. Get them, get fucked. That's that's the sentiment that those insurance companies dealt. That's the reality. For example, if you want me to give you a foreign example of the same case, let's look at Mexico. The insurance company stopped giving insurance to truck drivers if they were entering some states that are highly controlled by the cartels because they get harvested by the state cartels, or if they have an accident and they are in one of those cities that the citizens are fucking scumbags and parasites and they start stealing and well looting all the truck goods. Yeah, that's they say, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to risk it. If you want to send stuff here, do it. But I'm not going to give you insurance. That's the reality when you let government fucking everything up. And continue on with this. Insurers have been pulling out of the California market one by one for years. For a decade, it has been more and more difficult and more costly to get full coverage for losses like this. And yeah, the losses are just they lost everything. And still I have no sympathy for them because they voted in favor of this. The big cities, the ones that they still have the good looking houses, those are far left lunatics that have money and they lost their houses. I'm laughing even harder because yeah, they voted for this. I'm just repeating notice. I'm going to calm down a little. Let's continue. They even went to the extent of setting up a state program where you buy basic fire coverage from the state. Trust the government. Oh man, as ridiculous rates and bare minimum coverage, just so mortgage companies will lend money. That's the government. When you vote in favor of have more government overreach, The more you subsidize, that's the more you're going to get. I heard it from someone from the internet, and he is a very wise person. So, of course, this one, Finland. Fire insurance being cancelled doesn't need conspiracy theory to explain. The insurance companies surveyed the areas they insured and realized this one was a fire trap. They knew the local governor was incompetent and would do nothing to fix it. Yeah, exactly. So the city has been criticized for not filling critical water reservoirs. That's the important part because this is the reason. Yeah, the environmental bullshit. Not maintaining aging power lines. Because they don't give a fuck. They are crooked, corrupted politicians. I, they are fucking psychopaths. And probably they themselves are laughing their ass off because they are seeing all those houses being consumed by the fire. You know what it's going to turn out to be? Free, cheap land for BlackRock to buy. And they are going to do business with this fucking government, excuse me, governor, Gavin Grusom, to sell that land to BlackRock. They are going to do those business just like this fucking tiny hat company that really loves to invest and push their agenda. Yeah, they bribe politicians, and they are California not going to be the exception. Look, we need to review all of this, and they start building apartments and people are not owners of anything. They lost everything. But again, we're talking about California. Continue on. So, water reservoirs not being filled up, improper or non-existent maintenance of power lines that are very old, and continue on, not adequately clearing brush, allowing sprawling homeless encampments with open fire pits on windy hilltops, because probably that's how it started. Some fucking homeless dipshit say, yeah, let's start a wildfire here in a place that is just highly flammable, and yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it happens a lot, even in my country. Fucking retards start those fire pits and they fuck up because they don't actually know how to extinguish those. And continue on. And prioritizing diversity in the fire over competency and training. And since they themselves have an article, we are going to open up that in a moment. So continue reading this. Most insurers who have limited their offer in the study mentioned the rising wildfire risk as well as the state regulation as the main reasons behind their decisions. Unable to unable to increase their premium to a level that will match their growing risk. Companies have decided instead to cut coverage. Yeah, if you see that it's not worth operating in one place, just call your researchers there and just walk away. In a letter sent to Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara in March 24, State Farm President and CEO Dennis Hardin explained that the decision to cut coverage in at-risk areas of the state was one they were reluctant to make, but was necessary for the future of the company. Yeah, if you don't clean your state, just like for example Argentina was a communist hellhole, and now that they elected Javier Milei, he's cleaning house. He's actually making it profitable for companies to invest there, while also putting in perspective that yeah, all woke ideology go the fuck off. And in fact, not even a foreigner investment, they're making their own businesses to grow because he finally lifted all those fucking fascists disgusting policies that we were just harvesting all the taxpayer money just to put in all of those communist policies or social aid programs, socialism and all of that shit. Yeah, that's something that happens a lot with California, and we have seen across that many times. That's why it's an state that is just the living cost there is too damn fucking high. Continue on. So, as shared with the department prior to February 2023 filing, rate increases alone would likely be insufficient to restore SFG's financial strength. Harding wrote, "We must now take action to reduce our overall exposure to be more commensurate with the capital on hand to cover such exposure, as most insurers in California have already done." And also, those insurance companies, they stopped operating even before that, because just like in this article mentioned it, they stopped operating because they refuse to prosecute fucking crooked criminals. They are still causing damage, looting people, killing people, and then you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I'm just going to walk away from this state. Yeah, and commiefornians voted for that. They really do. But what about the areas that are not in the city? Yeah, if they are the ones that were affected by that, yeah, I have more sympathy for the people that really wanted to get out, but they couldn't because even I remember this fucking Californian governor put a policy that it costs you shit tons of money to live. So, you know what? They passed that despite there is unconstitution in their own fucking law. I'm just like speechless every time I see something that fucking disgusting because it's like they are improving. They're testing the waters how much over the tolerance of people can go on. But the left, yeah, when it comes to winning over the right, they don't care if they get bug gun raped like this. So continue on. In essence, we can't expect insurance companies to insure properties which are at risk for these huge wildfires where they're not allowed to increase the rate to a price that matches the risk. Yeah, California really needs to clean house. Nah, they will never do that. They will. It's proof that yeah, at this point something like this needed to happen, but they needed to do it with the fucking brainless leftards that voted for it. So maybe that will be a cleaning house. And well, since this is from 2 days ago, well, yeah, not the big had this one covered because we should have started reading this one, but I really wanted to show you this, the previous one. Los Angeles hydrants are running out of water because no one filled the reservoirs. Police they have their first ever lesbian fire chief who made it in her mission to hire more women. Ah man, this is not the big. You wish this was satire, but it isn't. It does. It doesn't. It isn't. It will never be. When it comes to California, they surpass satire. So this one from Nick Sortor. Breaking. Los Angeles fire hydrants are out of water because the country refused to fill reservoirs per Ricardo Caruso. You can fight fire without water. The mayor did zero prep despite the advanced warning of winds and fire risk. This is exactly what happened on Maui. And just to continue on, and wokeness. Los Angeles recently appointed its very first female LDHDTV plus fire chief with the goal of recruiting more women and gay firefighters. They are gay, they are fucking homosexual, they are cowards. Especially when they are in that fucking flag.
I'm super inspired.
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask
Now, if you are at this part of this video, you're finally understanding why I don't have sympathy for all of or California as a whole. For the most part, the only sympathy I have is for the ones that they really couldn't leave California and they're still fighting to this day to just kick the ass of the left. Sadly, they are just those efforts are useless because yeah, they are very minuscule minority compared to the far left lunatics that voted in favor of this. Most of those houses that they were fucking expensive, I bet that they are just some fucking woke actor, some fucking rich people that were just living there while pushing all those policies because they were pushing their fucking elitist lifestyle there at the expense of making more people homeless. They got what they voted for. And Spac, those fucking actors, they still have money. They're still going to find a ways to live. But something to point out is, yeah, they did this to themselves. I'm a broken record at this point because all of we have seen, all the information that has come up, point out that yeah, all of this tragedy could have been avoided, but DEI, environmental policies, yeah, more fascist government overreach, they were just the recipe for the expected result. The stop or a very wildfire.
Ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I said, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looking at ways to change that. She's quick to point out that doing so has a greater purpose, attracting the best and brightest for the job.
I remember one video in Spain where a guy, a civil guy, well, crossing the street, there was this fire in one building. Uh, since also they went full into wokeness, Spain is just on the same levels as California when it comes up into wokeness. They hire women, they discriminate men, they masculate men, they shit and legally discriminate and humiliate white people, Christian people, Catholic people. Well, most of them in Spain are Catholics, but still, they are pushing their left insane rainbow pedophile nonsense. And in the fire department, yeah, they also went for the same fucking idea of hiring only women because they wanted to empower women's females, female power. And and with that video, was this fucking woman that she couldn't manage to have the strength to direct the hose into the fire. So one civilian, white, not so masculine, but it wasn't in bad shape, guy, decided to help her and did a far better job than that DEI hire.
They feel included, they feel valued, and they feel part of a cohesive team.
And even, like I said, the fucking nice. Yeah, saying all of that with a straight face. And just like what I said with the Spain, this is one example. Imagine if that example was a wildfire, and well, Spain had the same results. They would have the same results. Continue on. You can make it out. What did you do once in the position? Create a DI bureau, of course. The LA Fire Department, first female LDHDTB pedophile chief, created a DI bureau to train firefighters in DEI. So you have a department that already have their own procedures to train their personnel, and she said, "Now we need to create a whole new department focused on DEI to actually train the DEI hires." Just like what I rant a lot about wokeness in video games, and these fucking wokies trying to infect anime and how they successfully infected Japan. That this is just with the term just on a small fraction. It's just like one of the ramifications because when I say Dia Harris in all of this, just imagine going back again to Mexico. They are also pushing wokeness, and especially with Dia Harris in the police force, hiring women to fight the cartels. Do you really want to know how touchy is going to unfold? Imagine being one of those police officers, or in fact, those military army officers being deployed to engage with the cartels, and they have one fucking woman that at that point they just need to protect her, despite that, yeah, it's supposed to have your back. Trusting your back to somebody higher. Well, the cartels, yeah, they're going to kill mercilessly those guys, and that fucking bitch is going to get struggle snuggle at the end of the day by those fucking monsters. DI wokeness, although that fucking far left ideology needs to be erased out of the fucking existence. Or in fact, I want it going extinct as a whole of all levels of society. Because that's the end fucking results. That's what I wanted to say with this whole video. California is the lesson that this shit, if your country is going in the same fucking route, the same fucking road to literal hell, well, you can clearly see this is the expected results. Maybe you should start saying the quiet part loud. Saying, trying to say, yeah, I don't want to fucking offend these peoples with power, the fucking brainlets with power. I have to tell you something. When it comes to situations of life and death, yeah, you have to be very vocal about it. If I say, yeah, call me misogynist, I don't fucking care. I prefer a guy working in the fire police department that is capable to manage the real situation instead of a woman that, and just the way I'm seeing, they look very flaccid to me to manage that house. The house, if you don't actually properly manage it, yeah, it can also break your bones. That's some of the lessons I learned in school when the fire department went to actually tell us on security management for our own lessons on life. This is one of two reasons. Oh man.
Angeles Fire Department is launching its first ever Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau. It is dedicated to ensuring a fair and equal workplace environment.
Eyewitness News reporter Christian Cordero is live in North Hollywood with.
I'm not going to bore you anymore. So remember when diversity, exclusion, and equity spells die? Yeah, exactly. And Donald Trump even predicted this shit in 2019. The governor of California has done a terrible job of forest management. I told him from the first day we met that he must clean his forest floors, regardless of what his bosses, the environmentalists, he called out, and probably they are going to blame this on Trump when he goes into office. Yeah, I can clearly see them doing that. The man of him must also do burns and cut fire stoppers. Every year after fire rage and Californian burns, it is the same thing, and then he comes to the federal government for money's help. No more. Get your act together, governor. You don't see close to the level of burn in other states, but our things are working well together in. And it will be fucking disgusting, I have to say, if that fucking governor ask federal funding for that, yeah, the other state are going to demand, no, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Ah, man. Putting these masks and many fires out. Red firefighters also put out the ridiculous closet water lanes coming down from the north. Don't put it out of the Pacific Ocean. So, just because I protect this endangered species of fish, yeah, that's also true. They may they instead of reserving that water for them for the future to avoid this. Oh, actually, when the inevitable happened, they had a backup plan. They wanted to play the my seventh planet. Don't put it out the Pacific Ocean. Should be done immediately. California desperately needs water, and you can have it now. 7 years. Well, no, well, 6 years. If you count that this is from November 3rd of 2019. Ah, fucking hell. Yeah, this is this is what we are. This is what we fucking are. That's what like a broken record. Californians voted for this. They allowed this to happen. They wanted to feel good about saving the planet or how this fucking narcissistic socialist environmental BS being pushed on their cities. Well, Los Angeles is just getting burned to crisp. And again, this shit can happen in everyone's country. They are just pushing for that those DEI policies into hiring people that are not capable for the job, forcing private companies to hire people that only because their race, their color skin, their genitals, if they support the pedophile flag, if they stick things in their butthole. That you know, man. So that's it. If you watched this video, I appreciate you a lot, and spread the word. Don't the next time you see someone having sympathy for commiefornia on social media, in fact, don't post my video. You can search for things for yourself, post the screenshots, and dunk on these fuckers. Tell them, yeah, that's what they voted for. And you could be next if you don't stop wokeness, if you don't stop DEI. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a pretty good day. Please take care.